It's star 1978 star 8378 Nicole Cattaruzza. I'm watching channel 7 6 o'clock news, and they bring up the story about alternate side parking without getting into whatever in local administrations that I have no idea how these animals are running the city, and where all these participants are arriving from, and who's doing gatekeeping and whatever, keying the city and master locks and recoding. I mean, it's just disgusting. I don't know on whose accord or whose permission for sure, because that's never clearly defined, especially by the visualization they're throwing out. So it mentions that circumstances outside of their control, somebody in the city made a rule that during this pandemic, something about parking, boo, I really don't care. It sounds guerrilla, it sounds warfare tactics to me. But like they were doing double side parking then, but they're just like, the city is dirty enough, but now there's like filthy trash by the curbs because they just throw their trash on the floor. I've seen them do this in upstate New York too, at state parks. Like Bear Mountain, went with my kids, and there were filthy animals sitting inside of the, like human animals, sitting inside this beautiful setting, eating some kind of McDonald's, and then throwing their trash everywhere. Garbage, as far as the eye could see. It was really disgusting. They're ruining upstate parks, I've seen it, and now city. So, and this trash, you can tell, has sat underneath the cars and underneath the traffic for a while. It gets this smell to it. I mean, the city it smells foul. Besides the uptick in bacterial and microbiotic and epidemiological problems with this transaggression and migration of them getting on planes, going elsewhere, not knowing if they're infecting themselves by meat, dairy, or water infection of some sewage, whatever, and then coming back as if it's no big thing. Now the city streets have like a layer of filth, which they're turning back on the service of street sweepers. But it's, and then they show what's running District 6. I'm like, that doesn't look New England. That doesn't even look North American. How did that get New York City District 6? Who's in charge of districting and zoning? Just curious.
New York City is finally confronting a dirty little secret. The streets are filthy. That's because 50% of drivers who park on the street don't move their cars for street sweepers, and they can't get towed, so they're just ticketed. But now a crackdown. The city is back to twice-a-week enforcement of alternate side of the street parking. Once-a-week tickets.
The tickets, I really couldn't give two shits less about. But what this is like a layer of public health nightmare. Like gastroenterology, like ENT, and like gastro innards. Oh my God.
Will be a thing of the past. Here's Michelle Charlesworth.
This is just ridiculous. I feel like I'm in a third world country, you know?
It's bad in some areas. This is between Queensbridge and Long Island City.
So this is the care inside of the Count of Queens. The borough or the Count of Queens. This is where it is. This is what it looks like. I've been here and local since 1978. No invitation, no conference, no anything. to anything important, just so something respectable in governor is fully aware of some larger umbrella issues at the fray and the gods. Perhaps the gods are from elsewhere. Who am I to say?
There's no place to park here. And then the lady is coming around ticketing people with no care in the world.
During COVID, alternate side parking rules were pared down to 1 time per week. This is the West Village. Cars moved less, so the streets have not been cleaned as much. Also, people have decided...
That looks like urine. It looks like urine inside of a plastic bottle. How do I know? Because it has a label that says Dasani, which is supposed to be water. And it's a very foul yellow color, as far as disgusting goes, along with food items for rats and God only knows what else, vermin.
to just leave it.
Our sanitation workers operating the rooms estimated that 50+% of cars didn't move for ASP under the more limited pandemic rules.
And if that woman, whomever she is, because I have no idea, but she has some last name Tish. I don't know if Tish Man from the other day. She looks different. She also looks like the chick in the X-Men movie. Just saying.
Street sweepers can't get in here to clean up this horrible mess with all of the cars here, so the city is going back to the way it used to be. Twice a week, alternate side parking. That starts July 5th. People with cars are sick of orange love notes tickets, like this one in the console, but they would like to see the streets cleaner.
Cleanliness is next to godliness, you know, and
You just don't want a ticket.
I don't want a ticket. I'm sick of the ticket people.
City Council member Julie Wan, who represents the Astoria and Long Island City area, says she can't wait for the sounds of brushes on streets.
We've been going out by ourselves with Ace, our partner, to pick up trash by hand. And there's human feces, there are trash everywhere.
Ticketing will increase. And what about people who are like, oh man, another money grab? What the heck? You're killing me.
It's not about money grabbing, but it's really caring for your neighbors, for our community, because it's not just one street. Your garbage that you might have just littered on your block doesn't just stay there.
So a heads up, 8 more weeks as things stand now, but soon 2 times a week, alternate side parking will return, and the hope is this garbage will be out of here.
Clean it up.
In the West Village and Queens, Michelle Charlesworth, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Well, just ahead, clouds are heading our way. Fall.
I need to get to the right dance card. I need to get somewhere to the finish line. I don't want to wait. And there's somebody who's over 6 foot somewhere in the world I was built for that I need to get to. I've lost him in this disgusting thing they call human in New York City. That's just the living conditions in this area. And some of the, do you call it bread and circus? I don't know. That goes on in this. It feels like it's politically weaponized, honestly, between this pandemic, what they're allowing into the city, into the hospitals, with grants and funds and charters that no longer match what's arriving and what's thriving and causing problems for others. I don't know how to handle it. Again, it's just what I've seen. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way Universe, Galaxy is broken. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.